of the core for both of these teams.
Yeah, like I said earlier, this is going to be a contrast in style zone. Minnesota Duluth's a terrific offensive team, and Minnesota State's going to have a chance to win this game. It's got to be like the first matchup, David, which was a game in the 60s.
Mavericks control the tip. Minnesota State in the road purple uniforms. Minnesota Duluth in the home whites. Kramer, turnaround hook in the lane, just rattles off. Here's a look at your Minnesota Duluth starting lineup brought to you by My Place Hotels. Same five as last time. Rorschach, Bentwistle, Blair, Meyer, and Alex Ilikainen, who's on the drive here, somehow got it up, and he'll get a chance to shoot free throws.
David, this is really smart basketball to start the game because Alex Ilikainen is going to have a hard time scoring with his back to the basket against Kelby Kramer. Kramer's a great post defender, but Ilikainen has a nice advantage in quickness and athleticism. So you get Kramer far away from the hoop, and then you drive him, and that's how he got to the rim.
See Alex Ilikainen's stat line for the season. Hits 1 of 2. Your Minnesota State Mavericks starters also brought to you by My Place Hotels, Seals, Krieger, Holt, Kirksey, and Kramer. As that one goes for Krieger.
Now they need Kevin Krieger to be big time. He only had 5 points in their win here Saturday, and they need him to really shoot it well. So good start for Minnesota State. See him hit one.
Ilikainen rattles in a 3.
And there you go, stepping out there. And Kelby Kramer not comfortable coming all the way out to the three-point line.
That one poked away from the long arms of Brandon Meyer. It'll stay with Minnesota State.
How about these two coaches? And a lot of the early possessions, it's going with the bigs here. It's Kramer posting inside, trying to be effective there, and then Ilikainen doing his thing away from the rim.
Krieger inside. He's got the first 5.
UMD's going to have to bring some help if they post Krieger, because Krieger's all of 210 pounds, very physical player.
Meyer being guarded by Kirksey. High off glass, rattles out, but he gets his own rebound.
Cameron Kirksey did a good job initially, but he's got to stay disciplined and hold the block out there and finish the possession.
Corvon Seals, step back 3, splash.
That's just a terrific individual play. Not the highest percentage of shots, but it works.
Meyer a straight on 3.
Now let's see, can Meyer get on track in this game from 3? He was only 1 of 6 here Saturday from distance.
Kirksey got the hook over Meyer. Meyer was a little handsy, lucky he didn't call for a foul.
Yeah, I thought there could have been one before the shot. That is going to be just a terrific matchup. Kirksey and Meyer, they're both guarding each other. The star players for both teams. There it is, right there.
Meyer driving against Kramer, this time with a reverse. Tough angle for Brandon Meyer.
Yeah, that's a big-time finish over a 6'10", outstretched Kelby Kramer right at the rim. But Meyer did a good job finishing on the other side, kind of used the rim to help protect his shot.
That one went off of Krieger's leg. Matt Morgenthaler in his 19th season at the helm of Minnesota State. Been to the NCAA tournament seemingly every season, but he's done a great job of restocking the kitchen. And Justin Wick, 39 and 18. Ilikainen, another 3.
Unbelievable. Not a big-time shooter. Ilikainen came into this tournament only 24th made threes. He's hit 2 now.
Kirksey. Ilikainen the rebound, but then he lost it out.
Now there's going to be a lot of pressure on Alex Ilikainen on the defensive glass, because Kelby Kramer's going to challenge in there, and Ilikainen's giving up a little bit of size inside.
Kirksey. And that one poked away by Rorschach.
That's just a real heady play by a senior.
Then he airmails the three.
Yeah, a little too much juice on that one. Right now, Minnesota State playing 4 out, 1 in, and they're just letting their perimeter players try to kind of create some stuff one-on-one.
Kirksey, Kramer, easy two.
Yeah, that's just Cameron Kirksey just drawing lots of defensive attention because he's such a dynamic scorer there. And an easy deuce as he gives it up.
Trevor Entwistle for three. That one's strong as well. Ryland Holt for three. Ilakanen and Kramer battling inside. It seemingly gotten every rebound.
Yeah, those two really going at each other. And they're both looking pretty tired here about 5 minutes in.
Ilakanen muscling his way up, left the hook short.
There's the versatility of Kirksey defensively. I mean, he can guard perimeter, but he also held his own that time in the low post. That's a big-time stop. Minnesota State here. They got to get the ball moving right now. To me, it's a lot of just one-on-one trying to create things.
Seals can't create, but Kramer cleans it up.
Right now, Kramer winning the battle on the glass on that end. Nice put back there to give his team a 3-point lead.
First shot of the game for Drew Blair is short. Seems like UMB settling for a bunch of threes.
Yeah, I was going to say, no shortage of three-point attempts there. They can get better looks and better three-point looks, too, if they'll work it a little more.
Bolt going up against Ilakanen.
Yeah, great job by Minnesota State. They're looking for some mismatches, and you know, one advantage that the Mavericks have in this game is the length of their perimeter players. UMD starts a guard that's 5'11", another one that's 6'2", and the Maverick guards are much more rangy than that.
Ilakanen wins that power battle with Kramer.
Boy, this is a battle right now of conditioning. I mean, we have not had a stoppage of play in quite some time. These teams are both pretty gassed.
Only one foul called in the first 6.5 minutes. Another deep three from Corvon Seals.
How about the freshman not being afraid of a big stage here today in the semifinals of this tournament, hitting 2 huge threes out of the gate. And this has become much more of a shootout than I thought it would be.
Meyer, that one short.
You see Minnesota State here. Now they'll slow it up a bit. And I don't think a lower possession game is certainly a bad thing for the Mavericks in this one today.
And Kirksey travels, and we finally
here at 34. That's a key for them winning. And for Minnesota Duluth, they need some balance scoring. They need to get everybody involved. They average 4 guys with double figures, and if they can get them all rolling, watch out. That's when they are really at their best.
Here's Hunter Playman. Ilakanen on the block.
Ilakanen's had a really good start to this game offensively and a nice finish there. And you see Minnesota State loses a lot defensively inside when Kramer has to go to the bench.
It was Ilakanen working against the backup post, Carter Ash. Ryland Holt with the runner.
Talk about a good-looking freshman in Holt that plays with a lot of confidence.
Foul away from the ball. We'll get Corvon Seals.
Yeah, he got switched off on Meyer, and Meyer, such a smart player, went straight to the block and was looking to get some action down there on the mismatch. And you see both these teams, I mean, they have a lot of versatility defensively. They're willing to switch stuff.
Meyer couldn't convert the alley-oop off the inbounds. Carter Ash for three. In and out. Ilikainen just having his way inside.
Yeah, and showing great patience. He's got 13 points in this game. 13 of their 17.
Seals. Ash will wind up another three. Ilikainen on the board.
Now, they don't need Carter Ash out there bombing a lot of three-point shots. They've got a lot of other options offensively to the Mavericks.
Jack Middleton's off on that three. Loose ball chase for, still a fight for it. Krieger gets it. 2-on-1 break. Inside the Holt for two.
Minnesota State will take it. That one pinballed and went their way. But great start here for the Mavericks in this game and what they're doing on the offensive end here so far. And they're on almost a 100-point pace right now.
Ilikainen, the reverse doesn't go. Seals hesitated, commits the travel.
I tell you, I've been surprised at how up-tempo Minnesota State's kind of allowed this game to get. It served them okay because they're making shots on the offensive end, shooting 63% right now in this game, David. But I'm not sure that's a recipe for them long-term. I really don't. Minnesota Duluth's a team that's got a lot of offensive firepower. In my mind, if there's more possessions, that favors the team in white today. We'll see.
Blair. Nice move inside, but couldn't finish. Inside the Holt again, poked away.
Now they're really trying to get Holt in the block there with smaller guards on him.
Meyer with the hesitation dribble. Will finally work it back out. This is a straight on three from Blair.
Terrific look from three, but in this game, UMD 2 of 9 from three. The two makes are from their starting five.
Jamal Nixon's off from deep. Both teams have kind of got cold from the arc.
I tell you, we've had long stretches in this game with not a lot of stoppages. 2 fouls total called right now.
That one went off of Hunter Playman. Stayed on top of Minnesota Duluth. Alex Ilikainen has been pretty much the only offense for UMD so far. Minnesota State a little more diversified.
Yeah, Ilikainen 13 points. That's already right at what he averages per game. And yeah, the reason Minnesota State has this lead is they've been able to get more guys involved on the offensive end.
Krieger for three. Kevin Krieger has been bothered by hamstring injuries all season long. Hasn't reached the averages of even his junior or sophomore campaigns, but when he's on, he's been a veteran of this tournament and has played in some big-time games.
Yeah, when he shoots it well, Minnesota State really starts clicking offensively, and he's doing that today.
Skying rebound by Middleton. Loose ball on the floor, eventually corralled by Charlie Boris.
Ilikainen needs to go to work there. He had an advantage. It's an easy one anyway.
Ilikainen up to 15 now of Minnesota Duluth's 19.
His teammates are doing a great job finding him and getting him the basketball where he can do some very effective things offensively.
Kirksey is long. Deep three from Jack Middleton. A lot of transition threes for UMD just haven't fallen.
Yeah.
Krieger will try. Willingham got caught. They say he fumbled it, so no travel. Kirksey inside, plus the foul.
This is what makes Cameron Kirksey so difficult to defend. He's such a versatile guy that can score it from the perimeter, off the dribble. And Minnesota State loves to look for post-ups for him. I'll tell you, in their game Wednesday against Bemidji State, Kirksey really struggled. He was in some foul trouble, fouled out with 6 minutes to go. And without him on the floor, Minnesota State was lucky to make it here, quite frankly. That was a tough game for them. They need number 21 in purple to stay in this game.
Kramer with the block. Ilakanen goes right back up and right back in.
Now, without Ilakanen, UMD would be sunk in this game. He is absolutely carrying them right now offensively.
Trevor Entwistle with the steal.
And they've got 9 made buckets. Ilakanen with 7 of them.
Meyer the offensive rebound. Foul on Minnesota State as Meyer got hit in the head by Kirksey.
UMD doing a pretty decent job getting some O boards, 6 of them in this game, 11 D boards for Minnesota State as you look at those two ratios. But Matt Morgenthaler's team doing a terrific job again, really defending shots and making the shots that UMD's getting contested looks. Even that one right there, that's not an easy shot for Brandon Meyer. Hand in your face. You really have to be dialed in as an offensive player to get that to fall.
Holt blocked.
Wow, a lot of contact there. Holt drew, but I tell you, Holt has been the guy too. They've looked for him and Kirksey in particular for post-ups down low, and it's really paid well. That's why Minnesota State, they're shooting 57% because they're getting lots of looks in the paint. There's another one.
Seals.
Yeah. Just a lot of stuff at the rim right now that's going their way. I'm not sure the Mavericks could have scripted a better 14 minutes to start this game with.
That one partially taken away by Nixon, but Meyer gets it back, spins, and hits.
That's a huge play by Brandon Meyer. Looked like his team was about ready to give up the transition opportunity. He snatches that thing back and again gets a deuce for him.
Holt, turnaround.
Yeah, UMD's going to have to start either switching things up and putting some bigger guys down there, fronting, bringing help. Something's got to be different. I like the game plan Minnesota State's had, and they've executed it really well.
Rorschach off on the 3. UMD now 2 of 13 from outside.
And everyone not named Alex Ilakanen is 0 for 11, David. And this is a UMD team that shoots nearly 40% from 3 as a team. They've been very good throughout the entire season from distance.
Seals, spins, and hits.
Wow, that is a big-time play. How about the production Minnesota State's getting out of 2 freshman players? Holt and Seals combining right now for 18 of their 34 points. I mean, you can't expect freshmen to be playing like that in a big game like this very often, but they're doing it.
Ilakanen. Rebound by Ash.
Now, here's the thing with Ilakanen. He's kind of having to go against 2 different guys. I mean, they've been subbing Ash and Kramer kind of 1 for 1, and Ilakanen hasn't gotten much of a break in this game.
Seal spots up for 3. Heat for a starting spot. Lost early in the season to an ACL. Kevin Krieger's dealt with hamstring issues. Jamal Nixon on the floor has missed time with a shoulder injury. Landon Wolf was in for a very short period of time, number 20 for Minnesota State. He's missed the first 2 NSIC tournament games with the flu.
Yeah, it's been a mash unit this year for Matt Morgenthaler.
Look at that Euro step from Meyer, but he can't finish.
That's been the story of the game for UMD. And you look at this game so far. Okay, so Meyer right now is 3 for 9. They've got to have more efficiency out of their star player, their leading scorer.
They're going to call it jump ball. It'll be UMD's possession.
And David, I think especially as you start looking at what Brandon Meyer and Drew Blair are doing, I mean, they're combined 3 for 14 in this game. This is a duo that gets them about 40 points a game. And right now, they're just not being very effective down here. There's Meyer again getting the ball stripped.
Nice defense by Jamal Nixon. Holt tried to feed Kramer. Krieger will stop on the baseline and rattle it in.
And all the ball bouncing in the way of the Mavericks that time, and they just continue to capitalize. They're shooting 65% in this game right now.
Entwistle. Mavericks surprised there was a foul call. We'll get Krieger.
Actually thought it was a good call. Krieger wasn't straight up here. He was given ground, but you see him come down there pretty significantly on the shooter with his arms.
So it'll be Trevor Entwistle at the line, hits the first. And UMD went on a 23-0 run to spark their comeback. It was Entwistle's 3 with less than a minute to go that gave them the lead for good.
Yeah, his three-point shooting and Rorschach's three-point shooting saved the day from Minnesota Duluth. Without those two hitting 6 threes combined, they wouldn't be playing here today. And they need some more of that here to get the spark back going today offensively.
Seals will reset, or instead just fire away, and that was a heat check that failed miserably.
Yeah, that's a freshman who's been feeling it, and he's had a great day shooting the basketball, but even Coach Matt Morgenthaler knows that that's not the kind of shot he wants.
Blair, step back. Out. They're going to lose ball foul on Ilikainen.
I tell you, UMD cannot buy a basket right now. I mean, they've had some really nice looks at the rim, shooting 31%. And we talked earlier in the game, when these teams met in Duluth, Minnesota State won 67-65, David, and they held Duluth to 34% shooting, by far their lowest percentage of the season, and they're doing it again today.
Holt fell down out of bounds, wondering why there wasn't a foul call.
I think he might have had a case there. I mean, not a lot of contact, but Entwistle kind of undercut him a little bit as he went up to catch that ball.
See the hot shooting for Minnesota State and the cold shooting for Minnesota Duluth.
Yeah, you got over a 30% difference in a game. That's why you got this margin.
Kramer commits the foul on Ilikainen.
Alex Ilikainen has 17 of the 25 points right now. They are playing through him as much as they can. He's been the one guy who's really been able to get some traction offensively in this game.
Free throws no good. We mentioned Ilikainen, the Wisconsin transfer. His parents both played for Minnesota Duluth in college. He wanted the chance to show what he could do. He was just kind of buried on the bench at Wisconsin and decided to transfer back to Minnesota Duluth for his senior season.
That's what you want. If you're going to do that in your senior year, you want it to go the way it has for him this year. He's had a terrific senior year and has made such a positive impact on this team.
Offensive foul.
That was a good call. Nixon that time clearly lowered his shoulder to create space. How about this? Minnesota State, they've got 39 points. They're playing terrific offensively, but they have done it overcoming 10 turnovers. 10 turnovers in a half. That's crazy.
What's crazier is Ilikainen hit his third three.
He is saving this team right now. There's no other way to say it. I mean, they're going to have a chance in the second half here because of what Illikanen's done in this half. Now they're going to have to regroup here and start, see if they come up with some stops. There's a big one right there.
And whistle to Blair. Skip pass to Meyer for three. Yes, sir.
Yeah, those are the kind of looks they need to get for Brandon Meyer. Beautiful ball movement that time. And he's terrific when he can spot up like that from the three-point arc.
Matt Morgan.
2 balls. You went back to his last 3 games. So the last 2 of the regular season, their first tournament win on Wednesday, he had only been averaging 9 points a game over those last 3. And then he had a huge game here against Winona State where he had 17 on Saturday.
Krieger for three. Rebound Illikainen.
Now, Minnesota State's starting to come back down to reality a little bit about who they are as far as how well they're shooting it. Now, they have still been overall very good on this end. They're going to get a foul on Krieger holding that time. He's going to pick up his second there.
And more importantly, the 7th team foul for Minnesota State. So Meyer goes to the line for a 1-and-1.
It's still really a head scratcher and hard to believe that Brandon Meyer did not take a single free throw attempt in their win here Saturday. And his first time there today. This is a kid that lives at the free throw line. You don't average 24 points a game without getting there a lot, and he does.
Second one short, but it's tapped back out.
It's a big time play there. And they can run this down pretty close to where Minnesota State's not going to have a lot of time if they do get it back.
Shot clock down to 5 for Entwistle. He slipped and traveled.
Really nice defense there by Seals, just to move his feet and force a tough shot there. They got 10 seconds here to see if they can get one more look.
And a foul committed by Entwistle. Minnesota Duluth has multiple fouls to give.
Yeah, that's just their 3rd of the half, so. This ball's letting your defense get set and now not have to worry about defending a ball that's got a little head of steam behind it already.
Seals fouled again. Another 1 and 6/10 seconds, came off. So now 3 seconds left, and Bulldogs still have 2 more fouls to give if they want.
It's not a smart, or excuse me, it's a very smart way to end the half here defensively if you can make it work. Now, you gotta be careful they don't foul in the shot.
Seals is short, and we go into the On Nixon on the drive. Quickly back to Seals. Yeah, as you mentioned, recruited as a 2-guard, thrust in the point guard role just because of all the injuries, and he doesn't have that true point guard mentality, but the thing that Matt Margenthaler likes about him, he said he has the best personality on the team. That helped rally kind of the troops a little bit.
Yeah, this has been a Minnesota State team that's had to morph and change this year because of those injuries, and quite frankly, that's why they're 16-14 coming into today. But don't let that fool you. I mean, they're playing their best basketball here when it matters.
Meyer goes 1 of 2 at the line.
On a game when UMD needs points, they need Meyer capitalizing there.
Meyer gets his hand on it.
Yep. Just let the ball stick there. Good steal by Meyer.
We'll go back to the line again.
This is one of the reasons why Minnesota State's turned it over so much offensively. They get where they just hold the ball too much, and that just gives the defense an easier time to react to passes, and Meyer jumped to that passing lane very easily and went the other way.
You were joking earlier on how it was amazing Brandon Meyer didn't take any free throws in their quarterfinal victory over Winona State. To back you up, he is top 5 in the country in free throw attempts. He gets 2 there.
He gets there 7 times a game on average, and that's an incredible number when you extrapolate that over 30 games in a season. Yes, over 200 attempts he's had. I mean, look at how efficient MSU has been on this, and 9 of their last 10 shots have gone in.
Meyer can't believe the foul call. I believe it was before the shot went up.
Yeah, looked pretty clean up top here. Maybe with the body before that.
Yeah, it's still a shooting foul. What I meant was the body was before the block.
Yep. You know what, just a big thought of it.
Kirksey is short.
How well Minnesota State has played, it's hard to believe. This is only attempts 5 and 6 from the free throw line. They haven't gotten there much. They've done it with the jump shot and some good mismatches they've found in the low post.
Lead is back up to 11. Meyer is short.
Kirksey really attacked there defensively, contesting that shot with his 6'6" long arms.
Seals. Pulls up. That shot was off. Good defense by Rorschach.
That was well defended that time, and Seals a bit of a force.
They were called Drew Blair for a carry.
Just not a timely turnover by any stretch of the imagination for UMD. They need to make a run here, obviously, and an unforced one that time. Minnesota State, they need to keep the ball moving here. They become more stagnant here as this game's gone on in the second half.
Ryland Holtz, short.
And you're starting to see it in their shot selection and just how badly they're missing some of these shots now.
Rorschach in trouble, feeds Ilikainen.
Minnesota State's doing a nice job switching screens and communicating through it.
In and out on that 3 from Entwistle. But the back tap goes right to him.
Yeah, Minnesota State's starting to show some real signs of fatigue here.
Drew Blair's step back is a long 2.
Matt Margenthaler might want to think about a timeout just to rest his guys. He's ridden his starting 5 really hard, and that's what's out there on the floor right now.
Krieger, the fall away. Let's go.
And you mentioned it going to the break here. They found themselves in almost the exact same position here on Saturday, where they trailed double digits with 5 to go, and they rattled off 23 in a row and got the win. Now, they're going to going to have to try to do something similar here. That's a good start.
Tough finger roll with the left hand from Meyer. Big possession game at 9.
Yeah, we haven't talked about this a lot, but UMD maybe still playing for their NCAA tournament life here. I mean, there's no guarantee that they're in the Central region next week. They need to make sure they get this one today to probably solidify that.
The foul goes against Logan Rorschach. They are currently 7th in the Central Region rankings is Minnesota Duluth. The top 8 make it. Now, being in the semifinals of the conference tournament obviously helps their case, but it would be even better if they were in the tournament championship.
Yeah. And I think the thing that is scary for them is if they would lose today and Minnesota State would go on and win the NSIC, then the Mavericks are in for sure. And they might steal Duluth's spot.
Krieger's 3 is short. Blair. Short on his 3.
Yeah, just not the kind of three-point shot that Justin Wick wants his team to take. They need to move the ball a little bit more. They'll get a better look if they do. And time going to start to become an issue here.
Kramer nearly the follow dunk. It was basket interference anyway.
I think that might have even gone in that time for Seals. Hard to tell, but could have added to the amazing day he's already had here. Kramer, yeah, he just couldn't keep his hands quite off it.
Meyer off the dribble. Go to the line. Again, UMD no stranger to trying to overcome big deficits. This is a little bit smaller than the one they had to overcome against Winona State, but Meyer driving inside can cut this to 7.
And honestly, this is the way UMD has been living their life for about the last 2.5 weeks, David. I mean, the last regular season, 2 doubleheader games, they won in overtime at Crookston, lost a tough one, a close one at Bemidji State, took 2 overtimes for them to beat Concordia to even get to Sioux Falls. So they've been in these grinder tight games for quite a while here.
Meyer goes 1 of 2. The lead is 8 for the Mavericks.
They've had to play comeback. That's, like you mentioned, they're accustomed to that. And here they are, force a turnover with some pressure.
Skip past to Rorschach.
Now you got to capitalize here. That's the guy you want with a touch.
Ilakanen plus the foul.
This is great job here, sharing the basketball across the lane. And Kelby Kramer came over to double team, but David, he didn't get his hands up, and that was just too easy of a pass that time for Brandon Meyer, finding Ilakanen on the other side.
They take advantage with a 3-point play.
Well, that turnover and getting 3 off of it changes the dynamic of this game big time. In Minnesota State here, you cannot play conservative. You still got to be in attack mode here like you've been the entire game.
Seals, guarded by Entwistle. Kirksey with the cut and 1.
They have not needed Corvon Seals to be an assist guy today because he's been filling it up from the scoring standpoint, but that was a beautiful dime. He put it right on the money for the senior Kirksey, and now a chance at a 3-point play on the other side.
There might be a little blood on the floor they're trying to clean up.
Yeah, Brandon Meyer and is that Rorschach over there on the bench? Maybe Rorschach in particular that had a little something that needed to get taken care of.
They'll clean that up, and Kirksey will go to the line, try and complete this 3-point play.
Nice, 3 of 5 from the stripe today. Minnesota State's only been here 6 times as a team. It's remarkable when you see that they've got a lead against this team from Duluth.
Back-to-back 3-point plays. The lead grows back to 8. Meyer. And they're going to call a goaltend, I believe, because the net was pulled down on that shot attempt, and Meyer is hurting down below.
Yeah, Kelby Kramer grabbed the net to try to brace himself. So that's the basket interference, but then he landed on top of Brandon Meyer, and that's 235 plus coming down on Meyer's ankle there. And boy, he is really in a lot of pain. I don't know, he's not able to put a lot of weight on it as he gets up. The competitor that Brandon Meyer is, he's going to try to shake this thing off and stay in this game.
See him grimacing. They didn't count the basket because of the net interference.
And that's totally the right call because Kramer had a hold of it there as he came across the lane trying to block that shot. And you'll see it one more time, and you'll see him just grab that net just a little bit. And Brandon Meyer now just 5 of 9 from the line.
He's trying to shake it out, still hobbling a little bit.
He's got a tough assignment on this end. Garden Kirksey, who's come alive here offensively the last couple of possessions.
Krieger, short. Bodies flying at the other end.
That's the stop, though, that UMD needed.
Rorschach for 3. Krieger the board. And then I believe a tie-up. It will stay with Minnesota State, but the arrow flips.
Yeah, Minnesota State's got to know the loose back's against the wall here. You got to go snatch this board, and you got to chin it. You could see there as Krieger was trying to get to that point, but I mean, at this point, you got to know Duluth's coming at you here. Here's that backcourt pressure, and Minnesota State did not handle it well the last time this happened.
They got to get it across, and they do just barely. But now a break. Kramer back out, stolen by Blair.
Yeah, just not a good decision that time by the freshman Holt.
Blair all the way. It's down to 4.
And it cost his team dearly there. And this is where Minnesota State really misses having a true point guard on their team. They don't have an elite ball handler in this group.
Seals will reset with 2 minutes to go.
This has been the guy that's carried him all day.
Inside. Offensive foul.
UMD knew this was coming, and they clogged up the lane pretty good that time as Entwistle stepped in and took a big one.
And the Bulldogs do it again.
Trying to come back from a double-digit deficit.
Meyer short.
Yeah, he did not have any lift on that shot.
And Kirksey out ahead of the pack for the slam.
Yeah, Brandon Meyer still struggling with that ankle. And that shot led to an easy break.
Blair. That one short too. Diving forward was Rorschach and Entwistle.
Been there a lot today. And this is not a Minnesota State team that, you know, up and down their lineup is a terrific free throw shooting squad. So you could get a couple misses there, and Minnesota State's going to have some 1-and-1s coming if that comes to that. I like the backcourt pressure, though, because Minnesota State does not look comfortable against it at all today.
And they intentionally foul Kramer. You hear the instruction from Coach Wick. Kramer, a 60% free throw shooter. This is how Sioux Falls, in theory, tried to get back against Minnesota State in the quarterfinals.
Yep. And just real smart basketball there, but Minnesota State needed Kramer on the floor because he kind of bailed him out there against that press. He was a big guy that they could go throw it up to.
1-and-1 for Kelby Kramer. In and out. The lead is 6 with 1 minute to go. Entwistle drove all the way, left it short. Kramer the rebound.
I'm sure they want to foul him again. Two team timeouts, or two timeouts still left for Duluth, one for Minnesota State.
That is correct. Kramer off again.
He's missed his last two front ends, so Duluth has gotten what they've needed. Now they got to score.
Blair for three. In and out. Fight for the rebound. Kramer lost it. Seal saved it, but it was on the end line. Fortunate for UMD.
UMD's just having a really hard time to get anyone to make a big shot for them here. But if they can get it, I mean, this game is right there to put some pressure on here. And the way Minnesota State's been shaky against the backcourt pressure, anything could still happen.
They lob to Meyer, off glass, no good. And then a foul on Kirksey with 35 and 2/10 left. That was a beautiful design. Meyer just couldn't finish it.
And unfortunately for the Bulldogs, they have now gone scoreless in almost the last 2 minutes. Missed their last 5 shots in this game as they tried to make a comeback here.
Kirksey is short.
Boy, the door still staying wide open, though, because Minnesota State not making their free throws. They've missed their last 3, and they're 4 of 10 today.
Off again. It's still a 6-point game. And then Kirksey fouls Meyer. So Meyer will go to the line. Same lift. So we'll see what he does here with an opportunity to cut it to 4.
Now these are huge. His team so desperately needs these points. And also needs him to make the second one in particular so they can set their press.
First one is in. Meyer up to 29 now. They get 30.
Justin Wick gets a sub to the table there so that they can set that press.
And he takes Meyer out for a brief rest. And Morgenthaler calls a timeout here.
At that point, as soon as they cross the half-court line, then you've got to get one. And I'm not sure you have the luxury of being too picky on who that's going to be against. But I like what UMD's doing back here, really making life tough to get it in.
Get it to Seals, back to Krieger. Across to Holt. They foul Ryland Holt with 26 seconds left.
And just a real nice job by the Minnesota State coaching staff during that timeout. You get the ball in, but then the immediate pass back to Krieger, the solid senior that you knew wasn't going to make a mistake with the ball in his hands, and that's how they broke the press.
First one rattles in for Ryland Holt, an 80% free throw shooter on the season, as Meyer will check back in for UMD.
Yeah, both teams have gone small now here, knowing that UMD's probably going to be hunting threes down the other end.
Second one rattles in, still a 2-possession game. Blair, in and out, rebound by Holt. And a foul.
Really nice job by Minnesota State in the last couple minutes of controlling the D glass. They haven't given up a lot here. There's been a lot of missed shots. And this time in particular, pretty good job contesting. I didn't think there was enough contact for a foul on the shot. And then Minnesota State, with their smaller lineup, still go get the D glass.
Big free. Holt back to the line. He's hit 3 in a row. That one off. 7-point lead, 15 seconds left. Blair driving, gets the 2.
Your 2 freshmen.
Saul Phillips looking on, doing some scouting. as the winner of this game will take on Northern State in the men's championship tomorrow. Got it into Holt again, fouled immediately. 1 second goes off the clock, 10 seconds left. And the freshman of the year in the NSIC will go back to the line.
His play has been sensational, in addition to the 16.7 rebounds in this game as well.
That one big. It'll be a two-possession game regardless.
Minnesota State's got to make sure they get back defensively, and you've got to guard the arc.
Six-point lead. Quick substitution in. Ilakanen comes in for Minnesota Duluth.
And a big thing for Minnesota State, no threes, no fouls. If you avoid those two, you'll be all right.
The baseball feed, Ilakanen. Blair for three. Offline. Back out. Here's Entwistle. That's short. And Minnesota State will play Northern State in the NSI